Let's take a look at some of the injuries we're tracking heading to the full slate of Week 8. Of course, Jaden Daniels with the ribs injury. It's looking like we're not going to get the Rookie of the Year battle between him and Caleb Williams. That would have been amazing. Alvin Kamara, we talked about the apparently broken hand yesterday. Jordan Mason popped up on the injury report with an ankle. Tyreek Hill with a foot. Jalen Waddle with a quad. DK Metcalf with a knee injury. Let's not forget he was carted off, but it seems like they avoided the worst. Zay Flowers with the ankle, Ladd McConkey with a hip injury, Jacoby Myers with an ankle, and George Kittle, who's been quietly dealing with stuff throughout this season, now pops up on the injury report with a foot.
The two that it doesn't feel like Daniels is going to play. Today will be really telling.
It's his last chance.
It's his last chance, but the line's moved to Bears -3. So certainly the odds makers don't think, or the betting market certainly doesn't think Daniels is playing in a home game against the Bears. Metcalf feels like unlikely to play based on that knee. Feels like that's a couple-of-week injury. And Jacoby Myers, who missed last week, we haven't seen him practice again. It just, those are the three that really stand out to me that I feel. The rest I feel like they'll be fine. We'll know more today after the practice reports on Friday. But those are the three that I feel like, make other plans.
And just in case anyone's missed it, because it might have gone under it, Deebo Samuel was practicing and looked like he's fine. Got out of hospital with the pneumonia, so it looks like he's on track to play.
Yeah, that's right. So that kid can stop crying. Finally.
Yeah, indeed.
A couple more notes. Ian Rappaport said
you saw that video, right?
Yeah, just for everyone at home who's wondering whether Matthew's calling Deebo a kid who's crying. No, there was a video about
There was a viral video that went out there where some dad videotaped his poor son crying about how all his fantasy team sucks. They're all hurt. Chris Godwin, Deebo Samuel. He mentions how C.J. Stroud sucks. This little kid does. And the dad, being a supportive dad, is just filming him, and exploiting it for social media.
I would love this trend to end.
It's awful.
It's caught on the last couple of years, and I'm begging America to make it stop.
And then he posted it, and he tagged like everyone in the universe and a bunch of people, and then just like, how about instead of filming your kid, just like comfort him?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then number two, everybody that's tagged, do not respond. Just let it go in the abyss.
No, I know you don't. I was one of the people he tagged, and I did not respond to it, but a lot of other places did. Social media accounts for larger companies did, and
it's engagement.
It's engagement farming, I guess. I don't know. I'm anti-exploiting children.
Yeah,
even if it's quote unquote cute and whatever. Kids crying. Kids truly upset.
Imagine being in high school and then like your friends come up to you and be like, "This was you, loser."
Yeah,
these things do live forever.
And the reason it really went viral is because Deebo Samuel responded saying, "Hey kid, I'm okay."
Which is nice of Deebo.
Which is very nice of Deebo. 1,000% friend of the show, Deebo Samuel. We love Deebo here, but and we love the kid. I feel bad for the kid, but it just.
It'll be known forever as the Deebo crying kid.
Exactly.
Yes.
He
applies for jobs and like no shot.
Yeah.
You cried.
We can't have you as a
we can't have you crying in a cubicle when your team also goes down. I'm over it. I don't know. I've got video that says you are.
Oh boy.
So some funny joke from Matthew.
Yeah, nicely done. Wow. So finishing the week strong. Ian Rappaport also said the MRI confirmed Mike Evans' hamstring will have him out at least 4 weeks, not games. So he could be back after the bye. Bucky Irving did not practice Wednesday, so keep an eye on Bucky Irving with a toe injury. Jonathan Taylor.
By the way, Jay, do you know who has Mike Evans and Bucky Irving in the league? Oh yes, yes. Congratulations.
They're still projected to win, by the way.
Yeah, but
I'm starting like Cedric Tillman.
Maybe
Xavier
You
Legette.
outbid me for Cedric Tillman.
I know.
I would kill for Cedric Tillman these days. I already lost Rashee Rice in this league and Mike Evans now, and I'm like. Quentin Johnston, come on down. You're my number one wide receiver somehow.
Grape slappers are in a bit of pain as well. Like every one of my players is like the level of J.K. Dobbins, which is fine and good, but it's like just need some more stuff. I need Christian McCaffrey back off the IR to carry me back into grape slapping glory.
Yeah, and I have no Jaden Daniels this week as well. I mean, like it's ugly.
That's what could change this matchup.
It's Josh Allen and Derrick Henry is what I desperately need to.
Marcus Mariota on the waiver wire, perhaps.
I grabbed Mariota, but I don't want to start Marcus Mariota. Do you know why? Because I've seen him play football. He had one good half against the Panthers, but then I've also got years of him not being good.
Bears defense is a different story.
Him or Mason Rudolph? Who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with Mariota, probably.
All right.
Reluctantly.
Yes, reluctantly Mariota. It's a good fantasy
But that's where I'm at against Connor, is I have to choose between Mason Rudolph or Marcus Mariota in our 12-team deep Superflex league here on the show. All right, good times.
Some good news. Jonathan Taylor was listed as a full participant in Thursday's practice with that ankle. Cris Olave looking like he's going to be out of concussion protocol because he was upgraded to full for Thursday's practice, which gives the Saints offense some hope.
It does, but they're on the road at the Chargers, and Spencer Rattler is still starting. If in an ideal world you're not starting Chris Olave this week, I'd want to see something Like, it's a tough matchup, and Spencer Rattler has just not looked ready for prime time,
No.
to me.
Not at all.
I mean, they're off the mini bye, right? So at least in theory, they've had 10 days to prepare. So maybe they've gotten Rattler up to speed a little bit more. But Olave, who's been up and down this entire year, Anyway, I mean, he's a risky wide receiver 3 for me this week. On the Buccaneers side of the ball, just going back to that real quickly, stop me bitching about feels like this is a Rashad White and Cade Otton game. Somebody will mix up, but Liam Cohen was quoted as talking about that it's not going to be just one guy. It's not going to be one guy in the slot. Like, from the slot so far this season, like Trey Palmer's run non-Chris Godwin routes from the slot for the Buccaneers this year. Trey Palmer, 33%, Cade Otton, 31%, Sterling Shepard, 28%, Jalen McMillan, 24%. So, I do think Trey Palmer's kind of like potentially a sneaky pickup. If you're interested, last year Palmer ran 56% of his routes from the slot. He finished second on the team in slot targets. So he has the most experience of any non-Godwin wide receiver on the Buccaneers in terms of slot play in this offense. Although, Cohen's different from Canales, but it's more or less the same offense. But I feel like it's going to be wide receiver by committee, and I think we're going to need to see it before you feel good about, especially in a week with no buys, where you feel good about trusting any one of these Buccaneers wide receivers. Yeah, I feel like talent-wise, McMillan's the best.
Yes, I would definitely go with that, but just the usage, we just don't know anything.
And Sterling Shepard's the veteran, as you say, like Todd Bowles loves his veterans.
Right. Honestly, I think they're just going to play everyone, and I think Baker, besides Cade Otton, is going to spread the ball around.
Cade Otton's the only guy who started with confidence.
Yeah. And that's because he's a tight end. That's because
he's
a tight end.
Yeah, the bar is so low.
Right.
So, as a Baker rosterer, I am quite terrified of this situation.
They'll be all right. They'll figure it out. But I do feel like they'll try to, and especially if Bucky Irving looks like it's trending towards him not playing, feels like then because both Sean Tucker and Rashad White are good pass catchers out of the backfield. Feels like both guys will get a decent amount of usage in this game. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.